the issue in this country right now is we live in different realities.
That's right.
I live in a reality where I know I do not have the same opportunity as you. I know I don't.
And you know
and
that
I know
too.
what, Scott?
I got
And you know that.
Let me just tell you about me.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I want to answer this.
I'm not talking about how you feel. I'm talking about how I feel. Me, a black woman in this country.
But not in this city.
And I will run. And if you want,
I'm a New Yorker, not in this city. You cannot say that. You can't say that in this city.
I'm not talking about New York. I'm talking about actually.
Let her finish.
Hey, yo, I ain't gonna front. Yo, this bald head dude right here, yo, he sounds like a New York Italian. All right. And yo, listen, I know a few of these Italians, man. Yo, they pretty blunt. So let's hope this vid doesn't get very disrespectful. But Italians are blunt on the low. I'm trying to tell you.
I got a law degree, a master's, and 2 bachelors. Probably more education than all y'all added up together at this table,
Fine
right?
by me.
And I have always been the least paid person on payroll at every institution I have worked in. And it's
Ooh, she pocket watching. Ooh, yeah, man. Look at everyone's W-2s. But what's on? She said the most educated. Educated in what exactly? You know, I don't know. Educated in what?
not
Even
because
in the White House?
even in the White House.
Well, whose fault is that? I don't think you worked for George W. or Trump.
Well, guess what happened when I was there? DEI.
Scott.
Look,
I'm
Head Scott.
Look,
no,
you're my friend. I respect you tremendously. I think you're probably the smartest operative in the Democratic Party, and they should listen to you more. That's number one. Number two, you and I share a comparable background. We're both from the Midwest. We both come from middle-class families, lower middle-class families, maybe. I actually think we share a lot of similarities in our journey. But I think you made it, and you are the most respected voice often at every room or every table you're in, not because of anything other than your talent and your work ethic.
Yo, you see her face, yo? Yo, listen, all my guys in the hood, we seen that face before, man. We seen this face. Yo, please say something stupid. Please do it. I want you to say something stupid. I want to be upset because at the end of the day, anger is the easiest emotion to identify with. So you know what? She's listening to respond instead of listening to understand. You can see it in her eyes right now. She's giving this man the death stare.
And that's all anybody ever is asking for, is for people with talent and work ethic to make it. And that's what I see in you. That's how I see you.
But let me tell you something about my story and my family's story is that we have faced discrimination. I have faced I just said I was the least paid person, even in this moment sometimes, to my counterparts. It is just the reality of the country we live in. And I'm not saying, I do believe I'm qualified. I know I'm qualified. You won't ever tell me I'm not qualified. But the system that I live in doesn't matter about my qualifications.
I don't agree because
when 2025.
Oh, come
I don't think
on.
we're there in
Come
2025.
on. You can't do
That's just not true.
That's just not true.
There's a mountain of evidence that suggests that you are wrong. Okay, let's just
Again,
take Ashley.
I'm a New Yorker, so I'm jaded. I have the Attorney General as a black woman.
Okay,
the mayor's a black man. The head of the Senate is a black man.
Okay, New York is a small representation.
Well, small. New York is not that.
New York is a small representation. New York is one of the most important cities in the world. People come to visit here. People are jealous of the people that are from New York. Like, what the hell is she talking about? And as to his point, he's right. Eric Adams, he's black. The people in the city council, they're black. Like, yo, this is crazy, man. It's like, yo, people just listen. Racism does exist. I'm not gonna sit there and say that it's a good thing, but at the same time, man, you're never gonna fully beat racism. The only way you could beat racism is being the best in your field. And that's really what it is. Be the best in your field or own your own business. One or two options. But you're not going to beat racism entirely. You have to become the best version of yourself in all assets. You can't just blame racism on every little thing.
You're talking America. Politics. Let me talk about
every judge I appear before is either a woman or a person of color.
Ashley just gave an anecdote, But the numbers also show Black women are one of the most educated demographics in this country and one of the least paid. Why would that make any sense?
Why would that make any sense? And don't
Well, before he starts, I'll answer. You want to know why? Because most college degrees don't mean shit. Nah, no, hold up. Full screen. Most college degrees don't mean a damn thing. And most bosses know it. They know it. Like, who was that dude? It was this rich dude. Grant. It was a billionaire. I forgot his name, right? But he said it himself that when he went to college and he graduated, it was the biggest mistake of his life. Oh, Grant Cardone, my bad. Grant Cardone, a billionaire. He said that going to school was a waste of time for the most part because they don't teach you nothing. And that's how most colleges are. They give out BS majors. Not saying that college is always a bad thing, but college is a very bad thing if you pick a whack major. If you don't pick a legit major, like look at the jobs they work. Most of these people on the table right now, they're journalists, right? They went to school to do journalism, just like me. I went to school and I did mass communications, but then I dropped out because I quickly realized, yo, this degree is not going to get me nowhere, so I'm wasting my time and my money. That's why I dropped out after a year. So I'm like, nah, damn, it's like I'll just work regular. It makes no sense to be going to school for years just to get average money, depending on your major. It made no sense for me.
talk to me about the judges you stand before. Talk to
Why?
me about the theory.
Hold on.
Talk to me about the
But
world
it also-
in which we live in. And
Let's
the
look at the
system that
United
we
States
live in.
Supreme Court. How could you say we're not going to look at that from the top to the bottom? And I'm talking about the legal
okay, New
system
York is a
that
more
I live in.
progressive
And we
state.
just got a black woman.
Hold up. Let me.
We just got a black woman on
Okay,
the
we got a
board.
black
You brought
man
up-
from
You brought
the
up the
70s.
You brought up the Supreme
or
Court.
the 60s.
One.
Did you know, Arthur, that there are
But hold on. What percentage of it does it represent the United States of America?
Why
So
is
why
it
does it matter?
Why
So
is
we
it
gotta
so
go by
hard?
Guys,
numbers?
one at a
Why
time.
is it-
but
why
you-
is it so
So
hard
we
for
gotta-
you
we
to
can only have
acknowledge
certain
what she just said?
can
Why
only
is it
have
so
certain
hard
Why is
for
it just
percent of
one?
justice.
Why
Why is
why
it
is there
so-
only one Italian
No,
American?
but why is
Why?
it so hard for you to acknowledge what she just said about
didn't-
black
I
women
didn't-
being the most educated
I
and
did
the most
acknowledge it. I said
underpaid?
that's
And
not
you-
my experience.
If
Okay,
that
but
was the
we're
case,
because
let's
you're
have
not a
more
black
black women on the
woman.
No, I'm a
But
New
New-
Yorker, and
but
that's
New
not
York
the
is
way
not
it is in New York.
representative of the rest
You're
of America.
correct.
That's
You
that's
are
also what
correct.
It's also the most diversity in the country.
well, that's exactly.
Like,
so of
why
course
wouldn't
there's
it
more
be? I think it's a
representation
little
in
more
women are
And Scott, I think if you really see you said something very beautiful. This is your friend. You guys share a lot of the same values. You guys think alike. You guys are literally friends off air.
Mhm.
You text, you have good conversations. There is the yes and in that. There is something that says to me that you know what she's saying is true. You think she's smart. You know that she's smart. She's more educated than mostly everyone at this table. And so what she's saying isn't a lie. What she's saying is a real life experience. And so why is it so hard to understand why something like diversity, equity, inclusion needs to be a part of what we do in a system that never even acknowledged a group of people, never saw us as a human commodity, just literally never noticed who we were. And now here we are years later asking for some simple rights, some simple civilities. She's asking to be paid like you get paid. She's asking to be acknowledged like you get acknowledged. And she knows that that is not the case because she is a black woman.
She had a high-ranking position in the
Hey,
White House of
dear
the United
friend,
States of
Dear
America.
friend,
She
there
was one
are-
of the most
dear-
celebrated political operatives
Let's
of the
talk
country.
about there's
Yo, Carrie, are you gonna let the man talk? See, this is what I'm saying about this whole, we know black women are more educated, we're more smarter. Listen, man, people are so smart to the point where they're too stupid to assess themselves at times. Most bosses know college degrees don't mean shit. How do I know that? Because they've tried it. They understand how business works. They understand how making money works. Like, come on, man. You don't need there's a stat, like over 75% of millionaires, they didn't graduate from college. Come on, stop it. Like, women will say, oh, I'm more educated. We got the degrees. Degrees in what? It was the same video that I made about the other girl when she was complaining about how come men play video games and men shouldn't be playing video games. Women are more smarter. We multitask more. Look at all the degrees that we have. It doesn't mean shit. You guys can barely conduct a conversation. If y'all were so educated, how come y'all can't conduct a simple combo? It feels like I'm in high school again sometimes.
There's a
Do you
there's
know
a
how
thousand.
hard I had
Do
to
you
work
know-
to get that?
do
Do you know
there's
how
a
hard?
thousand
Do you
work
know
hard.
how
All
hard
that
the son
work
of a
to get through
garbage
law
man had to
school?
work at it? So I'm just telling
I'm
you,
not saying that, but
talent, and work
We're
ethic
not
are
saying
everything,
we're
and that's
not.
why I think
It's
you're
not
here.
true. It's just not
So-
true.
so
It's just
look,
not true.
the other thing is the access to opportunity is. I know you don't want to think that that is true, but access to opportunity is
And
what
that's the word.
DEI is supposed to address. And not just when it comes to race, although race is important, but when it comes to women, when it comes to people with disabilities,
That's right,
when it
Frank.
comes to people from different socioeconomic brackets, from rural parts of the country.
I think that's
and
the
other-
biggest issue.
So-
There's different
So
socioeconomic
now,
brackets
now
more
we're
than
trying
race
to
and gender.
we're trying to say that
Yeah, and that was a good point that he brought up. When he's talking about social economics, what he's saying is get your fucking money up. That's what he's saying. Get a skill or a trade. Get a better education and something that matters. That's what he's saying by, social economics. That's what he's saying. And I just don't understand it, man. Your women say, oh, man, we can read better. We're more educated. Yeah, but you guys are the most in debt. Like, owing money to a certain university is really worse than owing money to the government, in my opinion. That's more money. Owing hundreds of thousands of dollars in college debt is worse than owing a few $1,000s to the IRS. It's that bad. Why do you think people was losing their minds when student loans wasn't going to be forgiven? It's like, what? I couldn't get a pass for my fuck-ups? Fuck. Like, for real. It doesn't mean nothing. Like, this is insane.
everything is equal just because I say it is, even though all the
Who
evidence.
said everything is equal?
Well, that's literally
this
we're like
everything is
we're already living in a meritocratic society, is what Scott and his colleagues want to say, when that's actually factually not true.
do you not
Factually,
think
it's
everything
not
is
true.
But I
equal?
think it's
I don't think
generally,
everything- of
So
course not.
then what? So
But
okay,
I think
okay,
it
then
should.
let's talk.
It'll seek its own level. I don't think the government should be telling us
Arthur,
to seek
Okay,
its
but
own
but
level.
you
DEI is
literally
not about.
earlier
Hold
just
on,
said-
DEI is not about the government. Y'all are talking to private companies
Yes,
and telling them you can't
do
operate
it.
it's about
the
both.
way you
I
want to
think, but
operate.
Arthur,
But
you
it is
literally
about
just
both.
said, I don't think it will seek itself out, because you literally just said human nature. That's how we operate.
That's
So
right.
sometimes,
Yes,
which is why the
I
civil
think
rights
it's more.
movement was
I
so
think it's more
important.
socioeconomic.
And
than
this
it
is
is
why, like, when they
racial.
talk about like canceling the Department of Education, why they talk about the federal government. The reason why the federal government was so important, particularly for Black people to seek justice in this country, is because it was the one bastion of hope that people had when states took control and they had discriminatory practice laws.
Okay, but
The
that was a long
Supreme
time
Court.
ago.
What? How long ago? Tell me how long ago was that?
That was a long
How long
time
ago
ago.
was that?
We gotta go. We gotta go, but it was not.
Oh, man. Ah, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, a few of those women, man, they just wanted to be right. They just want to be right. But as men, we know that it doesn't matter how many racist people are out there. We got to produce the best way we can. But that's the main thing I want y'all to get from this video, man. When women say, oh, we're the most educated. Yeah, educated in what? Come on, man. You got to stop blaming everything on race and this whole DEI thing. Like, it's just, because think about it. You want to know why it doesn't matter to men for the most part? Is because we know for the most part that race doesn't really benefit us. I mean, my bad. DEI doesn't benefit us. That's what I'm trying to say. Because think about it, man. When DEI was put into place, did it really benefit you?
A cabinet that has.
Come on, man. It didn't really benefit you at all like that. I don't know. This is just, I'm done, man. This is crazy.